Active and Passive Voice, a presentation created by Sanjana Butala. College writing is very different from high school writing. It has a greater attention to detail and is of an advanced level. It therefore requires several changes to your current writing style. Of course, this change incorporates several little tips to upgrade your writing. Active voice is one such tip to improve your writing style. The first question that might arise in your mind is, what is voice? Voice is simply the relationship between the verb, the subject, and the object. Not all of you might be aware of all these three concepts: the verb, subject, and object. A verb is a word doing an action. A subject is at the core of a sentence. It is what the sentence talks about. The object is the thing on which the action is being performed. Here is a sentence and a cute little image to clarify this concept. The panda plays the guitar. Here, the panda is the subject because that's what the sentence is talking about. Plays is the verb because it is an action word. The guitar is the object because it is the thing on which the action is being performed. Now, let's get back to the core concept. There are two kinds of voices in grammar: active voice and passive voice. Active voice has more focus on the subject. It has a strong, direct, and clear tone. A sentence is said to be an active voice when the subject performs the action on the object. Now look at this GIF. How would you describe it in plain words? The monkey steals the banana. Isn't that right? Bingo. There you have it, an entire sentence in active voice. How? I will explain. The sentence has the three concepts of verb, subject, and object. The sentence talks about the monkey, so the monkey is the subject. The monkey steals something, and steals is an action. Therefore, steals is also a verb. The something that the monkey steals are the bananas. Therefore, the monkey is performing the action of stealing on the bananas. Hence, bananas is the object of the sentence. As you can see in this sentence, subject is performing the action and more focus is given to the subject, the monkey, rather than the object, the banana. Hence, this is a perfect example of active voice. The monkey steals the bananas. Now, let's move on to the next kind of voice. Passive voice. This is the exact opposite of active voice. It has a subtle, weak tone. A sentence is said to be in passive voice when the action is being done to the subject. Moreover, here the focus is more on the object than the subject. Not all sentences have objects. In the absence of an object, the focus will be on the verb. But in passive voice, the focus is never on the subject. If I told you to convert a previous sentence into passive voice, what would you do? First of all, we know that we have to focus on the object. And how do you think we can do this? Well, what better way to focus on the object than to begin the sentence with it? The bananas. Dot dot dot. Now here the subject is not supposed to be in focus. So accordingly, let's put the subject at the end. So now our sentence is the bananas dash the monkey. The only thing that needs to be added now is the verb. Let's see the next slide to understand how to fit the verb in this sentence. Voice identification rules. These are rules to not just identify the voice, but rules that can also be used to change the voice. Be plus past participle. If you see this combination, it means that the sentence is in passive voice. But this rule also has an in between the lines meaning. The rule also means that if you want to change a sentence to passive voice, the verb must be in the form be plus past participle. Let me break this rule down for you. There are two parts to this rule. The be part refers to any and all forms of be: is, are, was, were, am, being, been, etc. The past participle part refers to a verb ending with ed. This rule hence means that the verb should end in ed and be accompanied by one of the forms of the word be. for the sentence to be in active voice. For example, was cooked, is chased, etc. But beware, not all past participle forms of verbs end in ed. For example, are burnt, were thrown. These do not end in ed, but they are still past participle forms of their respective verbs. So in such cases, here is another trick to help you identify the voice. I fondly call this trick the zombie rule. It basically states that if you can end a sentence with the phrase by zombies, then it's passive voice. For example, if the sentence whose voice is to be identified is the food was burnt. Now here there is no verb ending in ed, so you might find it difficult to figure out what the voice is. Let's add the phrase by zombies at the end of the sentence. The food was burnt by zombies. Although silly, this sentence does make sense. Therefore, it is passive voice. Let's try another sentence. Mom burnt the food. Once again, there is no verb ending in ed. So let's add the phrase by zombies at the end of the sentence. Mom burned the food by zombies. Now this sentence makes absolutely no sense. Hence, it is not in passive voice, but rather in active voice. Let's take a look back at the sentence. The monkey steals the bananas, which we were trying to convert into passive voice. We know that the sentence starts with the banana and ends with the monkey. Now, how do you think the verb would fit in this sentence? Remember, the word is steals. Remember the rule be plus past participle? What would the past participle form of steal be? If we add ed, it becomes stealed. But is that the right word? No way. Hence, the past participle has to be stolen. Since bananas is a plural and the sentence is in present tense, we are going to use were as a form of be. The sentence would now become the bananas are stolen by the monkey. So this was all about voice identification. Now let's move on to the importance of voice in college. College writing primarily demands active voice. Why? There are three main reasons to this requirement. Firstly, active voice prevents sentences from becoming complicated or too wordy. Secondly, it uses fewer words and is therefore more concise. Lastly, active voice conveys an unclear, unambiguous meaning to your sentences. Here is a bonus tip. Active voice makes your essay relatable. You never know, might get you extra points for empathy.